Marriage is not a full stop. It's a comma. There is life after marriage. Without the title of a wife, who are you? Do you know who you are? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Nothing But the Truth in Love. My name is Vera Kamara if you're new here, and I like to refer to myself as the friend that will keep it 100% real with you, yes, you, and tell you nothing but the truth in love. I say love because sometimes people will tell you the truth, yeah, but it's not in love, it's to put you down. I can see a lot of people's heads nodding. I say I see it, but I can't see you. A lot of people's heads nodding, or a lot of you are nodding right now that are listening. Anyways, let me just get straight to the point. I like to dive right in. This episode, right? I want to start off by saying this. Marriage is a milestone. It is not a goal. Yep, it is not a goal. Unfortunately, if your only goal in this life is to get married, then you lose out on becoming the amazing person that you are destined to be and grow into. This is from the perspective of a single woman as well. So I say this relating to all of my people in their singlehood. I just think that people are so quick to want to be in a relationship. And I don't think we question the why. The why and the intention is very important. And sometimes, if you're not careful, you can put your whole self-worth in just becoming somebody's wife and thinking that because I'm now married, I've made it. But guess what? There is life after marriage. But anyways, guys, let's just dive into the first chapter of this. And the first chapter is, why do we idolize marriage? Why is it something that we long for? One of the reasons is down to society, and dare I say it, even church culture. Unfortunately, there are a lot of churches that stress, I wouldn't even say the importance, no, they stress on being married, but sometimes the intention behind it isn't always the best. And I know that for some people, it's down to maybe the culture that you're in. Your mom is constantly asking you, your cousins, every single time you go to family gatherings, that's the one question they be asking you. So where is she? Where's the man? And unfortunately, these questions, if you're not careful, if you're not mentally strong or mentally built enough, right, to withstand them, it can easily begin to plant seeds in your mind. Now, imagine you entered the setting feeling okay, but because it's a constant, continuous question, it now begins to make you think, wait, where is the man? And imagine you were actually fine, right, before those questions even came. Another thing is that this question leads people to now believe that their worth, especially women, that their worth and their success is being married. It's like, unless somebody chooses you, you don't feel like you're worthy. And now your self-worth is come down to receiving the title of becoming a wife. Look, I think what's really sad is that there are a lot of beautiful women out there who are losing their identity in pursuit of getting an engagement ring, in pursuit of becoming somebody's wife. There is this seed that is planted in us from a very young age due to what we watch. The fairy tales. I know that I grew up on Disney, right? And oh my days, growing up on Disney, it made me always believe that I needed a Prince Charming. It made me believe that I need to be married rather than want to be. And I think the sad thing about this is that the pressure of wanting to be in a relationship, or let alone marriage, is also planted in the seed from when we were younger. And if you're a 90s baby, I know you can relate to this, watching those Disney movies will have you believing, I need a Prince Charming. But have you noticed that the women in all these films were always in trouble, always in distress, always very, very weak? I mean, shout out to Elsa in Frozen because she really showed up for all of us, right? From a young age, you grow up having this fairy tale in your mind that one day someone's going to come out of nowhere and you're going to be taken into a relationship. And now, because it always ends with marriage. I don't know any of them, unless you put it down in the comments. I don't know any of the fairy tales that never ended with marriage and happily ever after. And that's where their full stop is. And I think that's where a lot of people, like, you might see and think, oh, because that's where the story ended, that marriage was the end. And I believe that that's one of the reasons why you might think that marriage is a full stop. Marriage is not a full stop. It's a comma. There is life after marriage, from what I've been told and from what I see with my friends anyway. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And as you're watching this, marriage might be your only goal right now, but there is a danger in this. And I just want to open your eyes to it. When you make a relationship or a man choosing you your goal, you can easily neglect your calling, your giftings, your talents, even just your life goals, because you're so focused and fixated on this one goal, right? Okay, so now brace yourself for what I'm about to say next, because, this is the truth in love. When you focus on being in a relationship, or you're driving and pursuing towards being in a relationship, it's almost an insult to God and an insult to yourself, because you're belittling yourself to that one event in life. Meanwhile, God has placed all these talents and all these giftings in you beyond your wedding day. I don't want you to just think of it as a wedding day. Imagine like the person that you choose, or the person that is chosen, you're marrying a mindset. You're not marrying looks, and you're going to have to build and live life with that mindset. When you become the person that you were destined to be and begin to take steps to becoming that man or that woman, I promise you, you attract the people that are meant for you. And I'm not just talking about relationship wise, I'm talking about destiny helpers. I can definitely bet you my bottom dollar, and I can tell you as a testimony, as a living testimony, the moment that I began to grow into the woman that I am now, I started attracting all the friends that I wanted. I started attracting the business partners, all the destiny helpers. Everything just flowed, because everything that you want is already looking for you. But in the words of Apostle Joshua Selman, just not this version of you right now. Let's talk about after the wedding day, because I said earlier that marriage is not a full stop, it is a comma. It is also a new chapter as well. It's the beginning of something new. And I'm not talking about the usual, children, etc., etc. I like the word partner. The reason why I like the word partner is because when you partner with someone, it means that you're building with them. And life is an ongoing project. I don't know if you knew this, but you are an ongoing project, right? God is not done with you. And this is the importance of having an identity, because without the title of a wife, who are you? Do you know who you are? From what I learned from a friend, right? And even in the Bible, marriage is multiplication. That means that who you already are as a person right now, it will just multiply and it will grow. It's not a fixer. I think a lot of people look at it as a solution. I've learned, not from experience by the grace of God, but I've learned from friends that look, it's not supposed to solve anything. No, it just grows what is already there. In the words of Miles Monroe, if a nobody marries a nobody, then nobody got married. It doesn't become your joy. A person should never be responsible for your joy. They should only add to your joy, right? They should only add to your happiness. On the topic of building, I want us to go to our next chapter, which is about building a life. Build a life for yourself first. It's important, because imagine now if you're always only depending on a man, but you can get that thing for yourself. I just want to move on to this next bit that I've heard so many girls say, and I used to be that girl as well that used to say it. By the grace of God, I've been delivered. Right. This whole thing about, I want a man that earns 80K. I want a man that earns 90K. But babe, what are you earning? What are you doing for yourself? And I'm not saying this to poke at anybody. No, I'm saying this to lift you up. And I want you to realize the potential that you actually carry and you have. I used to be that girl that was like, if I marry a man that is making it, then that's great. Yes, I want to marry up. However, I learned that, Vera, you could do the same thing for yourself. You can also build multiple streams of income for yourself. You don't need to be so codependent on another human being. I think being self-sufficient is very important for everyone. It's good to have your own, especially as a woman. Inside of you, you have so many ideas. You have so many giftings. You have so much aspirations and so much dreams that you could be building right now. Sis, do not belittle yourself to just wearing a ring. Unless you know that's your calling, then fine. But I encourage everyone, push yourself and build the life that you want. I think this is where decentering men comes into the picture. Like, what about your career? Do you have a vision board for your life of where you want to see yourself? Yes. You want the relationship. Okay, it's coming. But what about that career? What about what you want to pursue? What about that book that you wanted to write? What about the podcast that you've wanted to start for a very long time? What about all of that? What about the dreams? Do not forget your dreams and your aspirations, because I tell you, on the way to your destination, on the way to your goals, you meet a lot of people that are like-minded on the way. You attract the right people when you become the person that you are destined to be. I said it before. I'll say it again. We want to be attracting the love that adds to our life, not the love that defines us and who we are. Start going to networking events so you can start meeting people that are like you and on the same journey as you. I recently, at the time of filming this, I think it was this Tuesday, I was on a panel for an amazing creators event for UGC creators. And it was so nice to be around people that were also on their own creative journey. And through that, I managed to make more connections. I'm not talking about romance, no, but I just made more connections. And I thought, wow, this is what it's all about. We're all here to build ourselves. So start going to those events. Even if you have to go solo, go solo. So in this community, I want us to encourage each other and lift each other up. So be honest. Did you ever feel like marriage was your finish line? Did you ever feel like marriage was your full stop? I really do hope that this episode was really helpful for you, and it also spoke to your heart more than anything, inspired you and encouraged you. And, you know, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, follow as well if you are listening. And I would love for you to share this with someone that needs to hear it. And I just want to leave you with this. I'm Vera Kamara. I'm the friend that will keep it 100% real with you and tell you the truth in love. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.